All right, so good morning. Is it still morning?
Good afternoon now.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
It means a lot to me, and I think it means a lot to everybody that gets to watch us collaborate.
It means a lot to me too. Thank you.
So today we're here at the beach. Estamos aquí en Ensenada, en Playa Hermosa. Y vamos a grabar aquí este podcast, esta entrevista para todos nuestros hermanos y hermanas que están deportados y que viven ya ahorita, no necesariamente aquí en Ensenada, pero aquí en México, que la historia es lo mismo, vivían en Estados Unidos, fueron creados en Estados Unidos y ya viven aquí en México. So we're going to be talking about your personal life experience, your hardships, your happy moments, everything that you're doing now up to this point. I think people already know who I am, but please go ahead and introduce yourself really quick, just so that everybody can know who we're sitting with here today.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Denis Estrella, and I've been deported for 6 years now. Most people know me as Barbie here in Mexico. That's the name that kind of stuck. But you can find me on Instagram as Mexican Princess 420 and on Facebook as Barbie Luna Cardenas. And yeah, you can call me Barbie.
All right, that's a good intro. You got to get your handles out there so people can find you. So obviously this is about, coming from the States. Can you tell us where you lived in the States and how long you lived there for?
Yes, so I grew up in Oregon in the States. I lived in Oregon for 20 years. I was actually in a couple cities, in the 541, in the 503. For some people that may or may not know, that's like Hermiston, Oregon, Portland, Oregon. All those areas, that's where I grew up. That's where I went to school, high school, and all that.
So you were there, at what age? From what age to what age were you there?
So my parents took us when I was about 7 years old.
Okay, 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
And then I stayed there for 20 years, and then I got deported when I was 27.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you were there as an adult. How was your life going up to the point before you left?
Before I left, man, well, one thing I can say, I didn't take advantage of the opportunities that I had when I was in the U.S. It wasn't until I got here that I unfortunately realized that I messed up and I took everything for granted, and I could have had a good life. I could have had my family and just be there with them, maybe
Right.
Just work, go to school, just be a regular human being. But unfortunately, I was young and dumb, and I made some bad decisions, and yeah, unfortunately I lost all the good stuff that I had over there, but
Right.
now I learned.
It's
better.
it's a free gift that a lot of us get,
Yes,
And,
that we don't realize that we have.
how valuable it is more than anything.
Most definitely.
And so you left the States at 27, and how easy is it for somebody to go through the same thing that you went through that can cause them to get deported? Kind of to also let them know, like, hey, if you're doing the same thing I was doing, be careful, because this was what happened to me. How easy is it for somebody back in the States to get caught up in the same situation that maybe you got caught up in?
Well, I think it could be very easy, just because you could be driving, you could get pulled over, and as soon as they find out you're an illegal, you're getting picked up, But I see that if you're behaving, if you're not doing nothing crazy, if you're just working, going to school, and just doing normal stuff, you won't really get in trouble with the law. But if you're out there, doing bad stuff, breaking the law, out in the streets, doing the things that you're not supposed to do, well, you're gonna get caught up and you're gonna get deported.
Right. So it's pretty easy.
Yeah, pretty easy. Just know that. And they're probably getting smarter too.
From one day to the next, you never know.
Yeah.
So now you're here in Ensenada. What brought you here specifically to this city?
So to Ensenada?
Yeah.
That's crazy, because I never really thought that I would come to Ensenada. I always thought that I would go to TJ first somehow, but I ended up here in Ensenada. This is actually my birth town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's
I was like,
interesting.
what? Yeah, I didn't know that I would come back to my birth town, but I feel like it was meant to be. Man, getting to Ensenada was such a big decision. It was such a big jump that I took, and it was the best decision that I ever made, honestly.
Okay, so I mean, you didn't get here to Ensenada originally when you got deported.
No.
Where did you live when you got first deported?
So when I got deported, my dad actually he lives in Colonia Vicente Guerrero. It's a little bit more down south. It's a smaller type of rancho type of town, and that's where I lived the first 3 years. No, like the first couple years, because I only have a year and a half in Ensenada, so I lived there my first couple years,
Okay.
and yeah.
And what made you come here to Ensenada?
So, man, living in a rancho, basically, coming to Ensenada, I wanted to go to a city because I knew there was going to be more opportunities,
Right.
better jobs, more money, and I knew that at the town that I was at, I knew that I wasn't taking advantage of my, how can you say it?
Your talent,
Yeah,
your skills,
my skills or just my English. There's
Your
no
education.
English opportunities over there.
your education, because you
My
had
education.
you went to school. You graduated high school. And
I
everything?
graduated high school and everything, and I was just in a small town, just working at mercados, getting minimum wage,
Okay.
not liking my life because
Right.
well, yeah, I was making minimum wage, and I wanted more. I wanted more for myself, you know.
So I mean, are you living? Are you living alone? Like, did you come here to Ensenada with family? Like, because I live with my dad here. I came here to Ensenada. It was my first landing point. My dad here, you know. I mean, but you came here to Ensenada from down south. Who did you live with? And basically, did you just move like any regular person over there? You know, I want something better. This town's too small for me. I gotta go somewhere else.
No, so that's a really good subject because not many people have family when they get deported. Thank God I had my dad when I got deported. I called him and I was like, Dad, I'm getting deported.
Okay.
And he was like, all right, mija, I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to pick you up. And thank God it made me feel relief. But some people don't have family. They don't have
Right.
nowhere to go to. I mean, I've heard other stories from friends where they've had to go to a shelter
Yeah.
and live in the shelter and then get a job and then slowly get their place.
Figure out what the fuck's
Figure out. And honestly, props to them. I respect because if I had to go do that, man, it would have been so much harder. But thank God I had my dad. And my dad took me in and I lived with him the first couple years. And yeah, I love my dad. It was just a big decision to leave my dad over there, you know, but it's like a sacrifice because I know that good things are going to come out of this. And it's for the both of us. So it was a hard decision to leave my dad, you know.
Okay.
But
And so you've been here now in Ensenada how long?
1 year and a half. Well, I came here in about June. I'm going for 2 years, like a year and a half.
Okay. Honestly, it's kind of like the same as me. I got here. I was here with my dad originally when I first, came to Mexico, and then I went to Colima, and then I came back the beginning of this year. So it's already going to be a year here in Ensenada for me. But I was here for like 2 months almost before, so not that long either, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that you're here, I mean, what do you do here for work? What's going on with your life here?
So now that I'm here, I got a better job. Thank God. I work at a call center now at BPO. We actually work together. I'm working at a call center, which is the best job a deportee can have. If you're getting deported, if you got deported, look for call center jobs. That's going to be the best job you can get out here. I just work. I stay busy. I go to the gym. I try to stay creative. I try to do everything, honestly. Right. I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're back at home with all the things to do here? Do you feel like it's comparable to being back in the States?
Oh my God, yes. I do feel like I'm back at home. One thing about being here, I feel free. I feel like I'm in my country. I'm free. I can breathe. Right. I don't have to be like looking behind my shoulder like, are the cops coming or like.
Okay.
I feel free. I feel like free is the word.
Right.
Finally. In the US, you don't feel free. Like, tell me if that's true or not.
Yeah, I mean, for people that don't have papers, you don't feel free. You always have to, like, think about the choices you're making, you know?
Yes.
Because you can't get deported. Like, like you, for example. Like a lot of people, my dad got deported, you know.
Oh.
But I think, like you, going back to what you said in the beginning, you know, we don't take uh, the gift, you know, of living there uh, to the best possible choices that we can make. And a lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of us make mistakes, and you know, you end up here, and then you never thought it was going to happen to you. So I think it's a lot. It's not a lot about being at the wrong place at the wrong time, but I think it has to do a lot with, you know, you're forgetting what you don't have. What you don't have are papers. You know, you're not there legally, and a lot of people just think nothing's ever gonna happen to them until something does. You know.
And some people don't even know that they don't have papers. Some people think they do. Like, I didn't know that I didn't have papers until they told me, hey, you're illegal. And I
Yeah.
was like, what? I didn't know it was illegal.
Yeah, the same thing for me. I think I remember the day I was like in elementary school, and I remember the teacher even asked us like, "How do you know if you're like Mexican American, or how do you know like this or that?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm Mexican American." They're like, "So you were born here, and your parents are Mexicans?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was born here." This was like in elementary school, and I remember I went home and I asked my mom, I'm like, "Mom, I'm Mexican American, right?" And she's like, "No, mijo, tú no tienes papeles. Tú eres mexicano, no eres mexicano, americano." She's like, "Only your little brother, you know, out of the four of us." I was like, "Damn!" And ever since that, then like something just automatically switched at a young age.
But you knew, because you knew.
Yeah, at a young age, I kind of just started thinking like,
That's crazy.
for my future, if I always got to think about everything because I might get deported. So like as a little kid, I kind of knew in the back of my head like, fuck, I'm like in the crosshairs, you know. I can't be fucking up. Not to say that I was perfect, but I knew like there's certain things that I should probably not even do because I could possibly get deported. You know, I never wanted that. You know?
That's so crazy because you were more careful, and me, I didn't know, so I was reckless. I was just reckless here and there, and I didn't know that was the risk that I had. And
dude, that's crazy.
if I would have known, who knows if I would have been differently, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty
But
sure.
who knows?
I'm pretty sure you would. So I mean,
but yeah, definitely, I think parents should inform their kids. I mean, that's a really good conversation to have in families because some people don't know what's really going on, and it's good to like be communicated in family and know this is what it really is. This is a real deal, and we need to stick together and be careful and let's help each other out.
Exactly. Yeah, if I was a parent, like,
Yeah.
You know, I'm there illegally and my kids are there illegally.
Yeah.
I would tell them like, hey, stop fucking up or stop hanging around with so and so. You're gonna get caught up. You're gonna get in trouble. You could get deported.
Yeah.
You know? So, all right. So I mean, so now you're here in Ensenada, and so you say you like to go to the gym. And what else is there to do? Like, what do you do to relax? Where do you shop? For anybody that's coming here, like, what is it like to live here in comparison to over there? You know, like active lifestyle wise, because I see you have a pretty active lifestyle. I mean, what can people expect to find here in Ensenada?
So man, in Ensenada, there's a lot of stuff. It's a touristy area, so there's beach activities. There's just like city center activities. There's shopping outlets everywhere. There's food everywhere. There's people everywhere. There's like a million stores that you're never gonna finish going to all the stores here.
Yeah, that's true, dude.
There's like so many restaurants, so much food. You're never gonna. There's always a new place to try. It's just unlimited. Honestly, I feel like I'm living in the States, but I'm living in Ensenada.
Yeah, like the vibe is definitely there. Yeah. I mean, the affordability, we'll get into that right now, but I don't think there's any shortage of anything here.
No.
Like you said, restaurants, malls, shopping, and there's a lot of places here. They call them segundas, you know, where like people bring stuff from the States to sell.
Yeah.
And literally, it's like you find so much stuff from the States here, like furniture, electronics, cars.
Yes.
So much stuff. Like it's so difficult to not feel at home here.
Yeah.
With all of the stuff that's available to you here, you know.
Oh yeah, I love the saldos. The saldos are my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like a budgeter. I'm very much a budgeter, honestly.
Okay.
I haven't done much of shopping because I've been. It's like a little embarrassing. I've just been so focused on. It's not good to save all your money either, you know. But it's like I've been trying to save for something big. I don't know what. that I haven't like
Okay.
done a lot of shopping or like spoiled myself that much.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like they're little sacrifices that I make. Like I don't have the best stuff or whatever, the best purses, the best shoes.
Right,
But it's
right.
because I know that I don't need all that. Basically, it's better to just like save your money, make wise decisions, and know that you don't need all that material to basically have it. People don't know what you're working on behind the scenes, and even though like I might not have all the best clothes or go shopping all the time or whatever, all the best makeup or be flashing stuff on social media. It's not a bad thing because some of us are like saving up for things
Right. You're being smart with
and
your
straight
money.
up, yeah, it's like, but you have to have a balance.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
sometimes I do need to like splurge on myself too, you know.
Yeah,
But
that's actually.
I'm just very careful.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's very smart of you because over here it does cost you a little more. You know.
Another thing, people blow their money. People, I mean, you get paid and they go buy beer, they go buy 20 bags of chips, munchies, food,
Yeah.
and all their check is gone. And it's
It goes
like,
by quick.
exactly, and it's like, you didn't need all that. Like,
Yeah.
you just need to make wise decisions
Yeah.
and don't blow your money on whatever, you know?
Yeah. Learn how to save your money because
Yeah.
I mean we're young adults and
Yes.
eventually time's gonna fly by and it does fly by and it's gonna be too late for you to start saving up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know because I don't ask people about their money business, but you'd be surprised how much people live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, I think the best thing you can do here, like if you're here now, you got deported or whatever, you left the country voluntarily, whatever the reason may be, like I think the best thing you can do is start saving money for a house.
Yeah.
Put your house up as soon as you can. You start saving money for your house.
Yeah.
It's so easy here.
That's probably what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah. Because you're in your country now, you can do everything that you couldn't do in the States. Get your house, get your taxes, get your credit up, get your license. All of that.
Yeah, so I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the best thing you could do is like save up to get your house. I think that's like my number one recommendation would be try to get your house. If you get a job right away, most likely people are gonna get a job at a call center. Because I've had other jobs and honestly, yeah, it's a little bit stressful depending on what kind of call center you get into. But most likely you will end up working at some sort of a call center. And start saving money, man, for a house. Start figuring out what bank is gonna work with you, or how you're gonna get a loan,
Yeah.
or maybe get money from your family in the States. Like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna be here. Loan me some money,
Yeah.
or maybe I won't be able to pay you back, or I'll pay you whatever portion you want back. But get your house, And here in Ensenada, there's a lot of places to live, and it's just like in the States, The closer you are to a better area or downtown, obviously it's going to be more expensive, and you'll have to go farther out.
Yeah.
But you need to get your place, get your house.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now.
I think that's the best advice I can give to anybody that's going to be
Yeah.
living here or anywhere in Mexico and Ensenada. Get your house, man. Get your house.
Yeah. I'm getting my house.
And talking about houses, how affordable for you is it here with your kind of job to live here in Ensenada specifically?
Well, thank God for my job because my job makes life so much easier. Because we do have a better salary than most people. Thankfully, I'm very grateful for that. So it makes life easier because life is more expensive in the city, especially like Ensenada. It's just a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it, because
Right. Yeah.
this is what I wanted. So you have to pay the price. Nothing is free. We have to remember that.
Yeah, definitely. It is a little bit more expensive here, but
Yeah.
if you get a good job,
But it's worth it.
Yeah, if you're smart about your money,
Yeah.
dude, everybody that I know, like, besides certain little things, specifically like the streets, but it's like all the streets are the same in Mexico from what people tell me, you know. It's really nice, especially if you're from the States. Especially, it's like you feel like you're at home because just like me and you're gonna run into a lot of people that speak English.
Oh yeah.
and the amount of tourists here.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, everything just makes you feel like you're at home when you're here. You know, I feel like I'm bragging to people. Like
I know, I feel like I'm bragging too.
like you should come live here if you want to feel like you're back at home. I
Yeah.
mean, it's kind of true, honestly, in a way. It's kind of true. There's just so much here that makes you feel like you're back at home.
You guys, you should get on a cruise ship and come to Ensenada, Baja California. It's such a touristy, it's a nice area. Come vacation, check it out. You're
Yeah.
gonna love it, guys.
Yeah, it's a little bit like almost being in California.
It is.
So a lot of people that come from the cruise ships, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
like, and then you see them downtown,
Yeah.
like they're all from like the Midwest or from like the East Coast, and it's like, dude,
they're all partying down here.
this is like California, you know?
Yeah, it is.
You didn't have to come to Mexico all the, you know?
Honestly, I feel like I'm in the States, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm not.
So, yeah, and like you were saying also about the money, that you got to be smart with your money. I think sometimes it is okay to like treat yourself to something nice. Like we deserve it, you know, you deserve it. And I feel like sometimes we're like, you just eat for the sake of eating, you know, like I'm hungry, I'm just gonna go eat here. But
exactly.
I think you should also let yourself know, like, hey, you know what, like I deserve where I'm gonna go eat. Like there's no shame in me treating myself to something nice and enjoying that moment, even as small as, you know, where I'm gonna go eat. Just really like take it to heart and let yourself know that, you know, I am treating myself to something really nice. I do deserve this. I shouldn't feel bad about spending your money. You're treating yourself to something nice. Not all the time, you know. Don't blow your money, obviously, but do it with that like
everything with balance.
Do it with that real.
Save a little, splurge a little.
Yeah.
Save some more.
But when you splurge, don't just splurge for the sake of.
Yeah, no.
It's been a while. Like, let me just go spend.
No,
like do it with like the actual connection. You know, it's like when you go work out and they always tell you like mind muscle connection. You know, like connect your mind to your muscle. You know, really like same thing like mind muscle. Like treat yourself to something nice, but know that you're doing it for a purpose. Like you deserve it. That way you don't feel so bad, and that way you don't feel the need to go and spend more than you need to, because you're getting that self gratification right there.
Most definitely.
You know, because you'll never be full. You'll be like, well, now I need to go spend money on this. Now I need to go spend money on that. So I think just really acknowledge that you're treating yourself to something nice for a reason. It's not just going and spend money again like any random other occasion, you know?
Yeah. Most definitely.
So, going back to your journey when you got deported, that was, you said, how many years ago? Was that
6 years ago.
6
I
years
actually
ago.
just had my anniversary in November.
Okay, so you came here like in November. Wow.
Yeah.
Six-year mark. Wow.
Yep.
So.
And they fly by like this, guys. Like, it feels like it's been 3. And they gave me 10 years, and I'm already 6 in, and they fly like this. Like, no se desesperen. Don't go crossing the border and get in trouble again, because you're only going to make it harder on yourself.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people that.
Just wait it out.
Yeah. There's some people that definitely don't want to wait it out.
And they go back.
And they'll get money, and they'll go back. But, I mean.
And they get caught again.
They're going with the intention to live there illegally again, you know? Maybe they have family and they don't want to even try to live here. And some people don't second guess it, you know? They'll get the money, and 2-3 weeks later, they're back. You know, but, I mean, not everybody is that, I don't want to say that brave, but not everybody has that, you know, urge in their heart to just.
Yeah, I don't.
You know, it's difficult. Everybody's different, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't go back, and they're too scared, or they just realize, you know what? Maybe it's better for me here, you know, to just live here. And a lot of people, they don't care about going back anymore.
Why fight it? Yeah.
A lot of people think, I'm better here. It's better for me. I can actually be a citizen. I have all my rights here.
I'm one of those.
You know, I have all my rights here, and they're really not missing on a lot more besides, you know, higher bills, everything's more expensive over there. It's almost really, it's really stressful to live in the States. You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
In California, it's really expensive, and I mean, being here in Ensenada specifically, like, you find a lot of the same things. That's why I think a lot of people don't have that really like big urge to go back, you know, and just say, well, fuck it, you know, I'm gonna go back illegally, you know, and risk maybe getting caught on the way, you know, dying on the way, or, you know, just getting caught and wasting your money and getting deported again, you know, or going to jail or something.
Oh yeah.
But for you, how was the first couple of weeks or months? How was that the emotional experience of getting deported. Like when you got here, how did you deal with that, and what did you go through?
Oh man, the emotional part, I just felt this depression. I mean, as soon as I was on that plane and we crossed the border
Okay.
and you crossed the line, you could just tell Mexico was so dirty, like full of trash. It looked like Africa. I don't know. As soon as I crossed the border and I got here and I just saw like all the humbleness, I guess you could say, all the
Right.
like what's that word?
Humility.
Humility, like, yeah, it's like, what do you say? Like kind of poor.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of like really put me down. Like I was just like, I don't know. I just fell into depression, and you could say that the first year was like the hardest year for me. I was in depression. I was self-medicating. I hated my life.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all. But yeah, I was just accepting the differences, you know?
Yeah, I mean, 1 year, I mean, that's a lot of
Yeah.
time of coping and grieving.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a breakup. It feels like somebody died.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
and
it's weird.
it takes a year. Do you feel like it will take anybody the same amount of time
Oh
to
my
get over
gosh.
it, or do you think it was just specific to you? Um, what do you think in regards to that?
I think it was specific to me because I was still with that old mindset. I still hadn't accepted kind of like my fate. I hadn't accepted the consequences. I hadn't came to reality with myself and just accepted
Right.
it. So I think that's what it was. But then later on, when I
Okay.
actually decided like, hey, I'm going to change my life around, I'm going to work on myself, that's when everything turned around. But up until that point, it was really hard. I could not accept it in a way.
You were like doing it to yourself almost, you know?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right, you know, a year. I think for anybody that is getting deported, expect to be, if you're gonna just stay here, you're not going to go back. Expect to be going through a lot of emotional stuff for about a year, maybe a little bit more. It's completely normal if you're going through these behaviors, sadness, uh, anger, uh, all of these negative, you know, emotions that we go through. Because it's like a breakup.
it
It's
is.
like grieving for a death. You know,
Yes,
it's completely normal if you're fresh, you know, off the plane, fresh off the bus, whatever you want to call it. Here, you're gonna be going through a lot of pain and agony
yeah,
for a year. You know, it's normal. It's completely normal. Don't beat yourself up. Don't think that you should just be 100%. You know, a
yeah,
year is like what most people have told me, that it took them like a year to really like start really accepting it. You know, and say, hey, I don't know what it is. Time heals, like they say, time heals all wounds. I think it's just gonna take time for you to heal and just to slowly just accept it, accept fate, accept, you know, you're here now. It's not the end of the world. You still have a lot of options, but you could have been living here, and like this is a really nice place. You know, it's not like in the middle of the desert.
yeah,
Like there's a lot of opportunity. Everything's right around the corner here from you. But if in your head you're like in this state of mind, it doesn't matter like if everything is well around you, outside of you. If in your head you're not still okay, no matter what's going on outside, nothing's gonna seem okay.
yeah,
So I think that for anybody that's here, that's, you know, watching this, it's gonna take you about a year uh, getting through it, you know, and you have to go through it. You can't rush it. You can't try to work through it. But eventually, you're always gonna come back, start feeling sad. You know, you're gonna want to get drunk. You're gonna want to,
yeah.
you know, smoke,
Yes.
whatever. There's a lot of, you know,
Yes.
I'm not gonna say, you know, do all these bad things, but you're gonna go through some tough times, you know, and just try to work through it, accept it, and don't feel bad if you feel like it's taking a long time to really just start living your life normally. It's gonna take that much, and it needs to take that much.
Yeah. So I think that's very natural, very human, but I think that this is why we're doing this type of documentary, because I think if I would have got here and I would have had a community of
Right.
people to connect to and be like, hey, where should I go look for a job or whatever, just other people that have been deported, it would have been different.
Right.
So I feel like this is why we want to put this out there, so that if you're getting deported or you just got deported, we could all stick together. You could hit us up. You can get at me on my Instagram, my Facebook, anywhere you can get at him. And we could just start putting all our information together, sticking together, and just helping each other out. Because some of, like me and you, we probably didn't know nothing, but now that we have all this experience, we need to give it out to all the other people so that we could know how to avoid that depression, how to avoid all that, you know, and just get here and start coming up because we're in our country now.
Yeah, I think everything, I mean, obviously, I don't want to say everything's impossible to do by yourself. There are some things that, you know, you can do by yourself, you know, but there's a lot of things that can't be done on your own, you know, and a lot of people think a personal problem, you know, an emotional problem is something that you need to take care of by yourself because it's you, you know, it's in your head, it's your emotions are internal, and you think that you're going to be able to solve this by yourself. And a lot of the times, even just dealing with problems, it helps to have people around you that can give you good advice and can help you deal with what you're going through, especially if we've gone through a similar situation, you know. And if you just don't know where to look or who to ask questions, this podcast, this type of, you know, content is not just for people's viewing pleasure, but it's also for anybody that's out there that wants a little bit of feedback. Don't be afraid to message us, you or me, you know, anybody previously that's been on the podcast. You know, that's what we're here for. It's okay to ask for help and to reach out. We'll more than gladly be able to help you and give you some sort of advice, you know. And really take that to heart because it is a very, very difficult journey. And, you know, I hope everybody that's getting deported, you know, that they're not just deported, but that's living here, that is well off and better off and continues to strive for their best, even though they're here, you know.
And if any of you guys have any questions, make sure you drop them down below so that we could focus on those subjects more. We just really want to inform people on the deportation life because it's not the end of the world, you know. It's the best of both worlds in reality. You can have the best of both worlds, actually. I have a friend that he's a citizen and he lives in Tijuana because he loves it there. He just goes in and out. He's in and out. And I'm like, what the heck? You're just living the best life. And what are you doing here? But anyways, like, you know what I'm saying? He's living the best of both worlds. And you can too. Si no te desesperas, if you don't go break the law again, you can live the best of both worlds. So that's kind of like my little mission. Like, when I seen that my homie's doing that, I was like, I want to be like him. I want to be able to go in and out whenever I want. But I'll probably live here because, like, I love it here now.
It's really tough in the beginning, but don't let it get to you. It can definitely get to you.
It can.
And you could spiral. You could spiral into a downward circle and get stuck. You know, a lot of people just eventually people get over it. Like you know, you said it took you like a year, right? To really just let it go. You know, just cut everything off from, you know, thinking about the past and start focusing on the future. But there's people that even do that and still, you know what? They're still angry. They're still mad at the situation, and they're not going to get any better.
I have friends that still are over it, and they have bad days all the time.
So, I mean, I don't wish that for anybody, but
neither.
It doesn't have to be like that, guys.
Just accept it, guys. You know? Accept the consequences, accept everything.
And take your time. You know, don't try to rush it, and don't lose hope. And keep moving forward.
And know that things happen for a reason. Me getting deported was the best thing that ever happened to me. I never would have known, but if I would have never got deported, I don't know if I would have ever turned my life around, honestly. Because living in the States, I had no hope. I had nothing. Like, I just felt like I couldn't go to school. I couldn't even go to the dentist. I couldn't drive. I couldn't do nothing. So I was just like dying slowly. And that's what happened. I had no hope. But here I have all the hope in the world, so never give up hope, guys.
Yeah, that's good. So, can you tell us a little bit about what you have planned? Anything that you want to share personally that you're looking forward to next year? I mean, it's almost end of the year, so what's in store for you?
2025, yes, guys. So, ever since I decided to turn my life around, more when I came to Ensenada, that's when I really, really turned my life around. I got into the gym. I started working on my mentality, my spiritual, just healing more, you know, myself, working on my relationship with God, and just wanting more for me. So I decided that I wanted to be a vlogger and I wanted to be a social media influencer and I wanted to be a creator and I just wanted to do everything. Like, I have a lot of goals. I think a really good tip is stay busy. Don't
Yeah.
waste your time doing nothing on the couch, smoking your life away, you know, watching TV. Stay busy. Stay busy, create goals. I used to be a consumer. Like, I used to always be on social media just scrolling. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being a scroller. I want to be a content creator. So now I just try to post as much as I can. I try to share everything. And most of all, I'm just working like on my persona. I'm working on developing every single day, being a better human being,
Wow.
being there for my supporters, and just giving them my all every single day, and not giving up because there's people that like support me, and I appreciate everybody that's watching us, and I appreciate everybody that's here watching this video.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, that's one thing I would like to share also. Stay busy when you're here, especially early on. Stay busy.
Yeah.
Stay productive. Get a job. Go to the gym.
Yes.
Start meeting people.
Yes.
If there's any, if you're in TJ, you want to come to Ensenada, hit us up, guys.
Yes.
We'll let you know where you can go. Maybe we can help you find something that you're looking for. But yeah, stay busy. Don't wait too long. Don't suffer.
Yeah.
Don't think that where you're at is where you're gonna remain.
Yes.
If you're watching this, you know, look at where we are. Look at what we're doing.
Enjoying life.
Enjoy the best that you can every day. And even though right now you might be feeling bad, whenever you have that spontaneous moment of energy, like sometimes when you're sad, you're depressed, you don't want to do shit, but stay in bed, stay home. But there's days when it, like, that goes away for a little bit, and then you're like, okay, I gotta go do something.
Yes.
Take that time to plan, and you know, maybe you want to come down here to Ensenada. Drop us a message, and we'll give you some guidance. We'll let you know how you can get here. We'll let you know where you can possibly get to.
We are always available, guys.
Yeah.
And we're kind of like on the same journey. We're content creators.
Right.
So we're open for collabs, people that just want to work with us, any people that just want to get their story out, people that want to give good advice, immigration lawyers. Any information, drop it down below, ask us, get at us. We got you.
And also on that note, are you seeing anybody right now? I know people are gonna want to see this. You're a girl. I already know what I'm gonna get asked. Like, you know, hey, is she available? What's going on?
Whoa!
Like, what's your? Do you want to talk about any of that? Or
of course.
What is your plan? Like, do you want to be single or looking to get married?
I love those questions. So, I think a girl has, like any girl has that dream, that dream, right? Like the getting married, like that beautiful wedding with like the perfect husband, having a beautiful family, the nice big house, the white picket fence, and live happily ever after, right? Like, I feel like that's like the dream, but honestly, I feel like, yeah, I would want that, but honestly, I'm too busy working on myself. I'm trying to be somebody. I'm trying to be successful. I'm trying to change the world as much as I can, help, just make it a better place. And until then, I'm not worried about love, honestly. Like, love could find me later. I'm focused on me and growing, becoming a better person, so that when my husband actually finds me, because I do want to get married one day, like, I'm waiting for that real love. I'm not wasting my time. I'm too busy, focused on my projects. I got too much going on. I want to do too many things. I still want to get into music. Like, I want to do everything, guys. So I do not have time for distractions. Unless you're going to work with me, you're going to support me, and we got the same goals.
Right.
Like, I need somebody that's more, even like more passionate than me, like way more than me, you know? I need somebody that's going to like motivate me way more.
Yeah.
So until that person comes, guys, I'm focused on myself, and I'm not worried about love. I got to work on my relationship with God and just keep healing.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
But when that person comes, like, I'm up to it. Like, I'm ready.
Yeah. you're not focused on it, but you know what to.
But if it comes, like, it'll be nice because we all need somebody. Like,
Yeah, of course.
like I'm tired of being by myself too. You know, like I'm trying to find my crew. I'm trying to have a whole team, but I can't even find them. It's just me, myself, and I right now. But
yeah, it's hard, you know. Yeah, it's like.
But we're gonna find them though.
It's like I said earlier, like there's some things that you can do by yourself, but there's some things that you just can't. You know, it's you need people to help you.
As you grow, I feel like you find a team, no?
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you look at celebrities, they all have a team. Like they have 10 people, like having their back.
Everybody's working towards the same thing.
Exactly, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my team.
Yeah.
That's like we're gonna work so hard and we're gonna make it to the top.
Yeah, well, definitely collaborations.
Yes, collaborations. Yes.
You know, if anybody's watching this, I mean, this is my third podcast interview.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm not running out of stuff to do, but I think there's probably if we're doing this, imagine how many people out there are wanting to do the same thing, or probably are doing the same thing, and we just haven't like met yet or heard of each other yet. So if you're watching this, if you're seeing this, if you guys want to collab with you or with me, you know, hit us up. You know, this is what we're going to be doing right now. This is, I think, something positive, something productive, and it just makes time and like it just makes everything seem so much better when you're focusing your energy on something productive, something positive for yourself. Like every day, like it doesn't feel like time's wasted, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think we've talked a lot. I think people really got to know you on a personal level.
Yeah.
And I think I really want to say thank you for being a part of this. And it was a pleasure getting to hear your experience and your thoughts and what you want to do and what you went through. And I'm sure everybody else, you know, really appreciates you too for sharing and opening up. A lot of people are going to see this maybe back in the States. Is there anything or something you want to just say to the world or say to anybody back home? Whatever you want to say.
Well, I do want to say thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. I hope I got as much info out as I could. I was kind of all over the place because I have too much stuff to say. I get too excited. Let us know if you want a part 2. If you have more questions that you want me or him to answer, let him know. Blow him up. Blow up his notifications. But, oh yeah, fun fact. So I named myself the Mexican Princess for a reason, guys. I guess my final word. I named myself the Mexican Princess for a reason. Man. And sometimes I get so distracted and caught up by life, but I really want to make a difference, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I named myself that for a reason. It's the best of both worlds. Like, we're Mexican-American, and I'm going to live up to my name, and this is the beginning. So just thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, and I can't wait for the future.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you again for being here. And
thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you too. That was great. That was awesome. All right.
Celebration dance.
Yeah, I got it. I think we got it just under an hour.
Damn, dude.
Just under an hour, which is
and
good.
I was like, freaking Frank's is so long. We did the same thing. It felt like 15 minutes.
Really? No sé, la mera verdad, no sé. No sé. No sé. Perdón, sí, de nada.